To you once again. I'm Brother Abdul Haq Muhammad, student minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for the Muhammad Mosque of Islam, number 25, which is located here in the city of Newark, New Jersey. Once again, brothers and sisters, we thank each and every one of you for tuning in for another week of the Disciples. I have sitting next to me our illustrious guest, brother. If you don't mind introducing yourself to the people.
Grace and peace. This is your boy, the senior citizen, the pastor in the hood. Has to be our Ali. And I'm the senior pastor of the Summers Worship Center, located right in the South Ward, Avon Avenue, between 13th and 14th Street.
Go ahead, sister. Introduce yourself to the
And
people.
once again,
I know you need no introduction because the city of Newark know you, but
and once again, it's truly an honor to be here to speak to all of you out in radio land and listening to us here from WRNU. We want to thank Minister Abdul Haq once again, the Honorable Representative for Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it's a blessing to be here with my brothers in the movement.
That's right.
Pastor
Wonderful.
Ali and you, sir.
So much going on nationally as well as internationally. We know about the NFL partnership with Jay-Z.
Yes.
They talk about Chick-fil-A versus Popeye. We know Donald Trump is in the news as always.
Yes.
But we have some local news and issues that's going on here in the city of Newark, New Jersey.
Yes.
We wanted to dispel a lot of the myths, a lot of the rumors. So we brought on the show those whom we deem are considered to be the experts, those who have the scientific evidence and knowledge throughout the city. So we want to be accurate. You understand? We want to be correct. We want to be precise. We don't want to alarm the people. They are already alarmed. So we want to give the people the facts. We want to give them the unadulterated truth. Before we introduce today's guest, I just want to give a quote. That truth can withstand the most intense scrutiny and does not fear investigation, but rather invites exploration. So after you hear our brother speak today, we encourage each and every one of you to explore what it is that they say. So brother, sitting next to my right, if you don't mind introducing yourself to the people.
Good evening. Kareem Adine, Acting Director, Department of Water and Sewer, City of Newark.
Wonderful. Brother Pat Counsel, go ahead, brother, introduce yourself.
Tonight I'm Pastor Patrick Counsel, St. John Baptist Church.
Go ahead.
Right here in the great city of Newark, and also the South Ward Democratic Chairman in our great South Ward here in the city.
Wonderful. All right. Wonderful. So, Brother Kareem, I know you've been very busy these last several weeks, you along with our beloved Mayor, the Honorable Raz J. Baraka. But we wanted to bring you on tonight's show, The Disciples, to dispel some of the myths, to dispel some of the misinformation that is being disseminated throughout the city as it relates to what is being called the quote-unquote, and I'm going to say that, Brother John, I'm going to say it, the quote-unquote, yeah, that's right, okay. Newark water crisis. So, brother, if you would like to, any part that you would like to address specifically as it relates to some of the misinformation that's being disseminated throughout the city, and we would say throughout the country.
So first and foremost, I want to, you said crisis, I call it a little challenge or
yes,
problem
sir.
that's going on with the water. That's what scare tactics we use when we say crisis.
Yes.
We starting to scare the black and brown people. Right?
Yes.
This present national administration used scare tactics. We know scare tactics was used with the Bush administration.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back. So when we dialing back, so I've been busy telling the truth. The truth don't need much support. I mean, the truth get it 30 seconds on the radio, but the lie is very entertaining, it's very dramatic, and it's very theatrical. So the truth is, the Newark source water that comes down from the Pequannock water treatment plant, right, doesn't contain lead.
Yes, sir.
Right, has never contained lead.
Yes, sir.
All right. As our source water enters the city, it's still purified and it's coming down. Once it get into a lead service pipe, lead has the ability to leach into your water.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we've taken some corrective measures over the last 18 months. After 25 years of using sodium silicate, we got our first lead exceedance in July of 2017. So I want to give you the timeline.
Yes, sir.
Because everybody always say we hiding stuff.
That's right.
So after 25 years, and the state revised the protocol after the mayor announced that the schools were having lead problems inside the schools with some of the fixtures, not in the source water that was coming to the school, but the fixtures that they were using. The state required all large water utilities to revisit their lead and copper sampling pool. One that we had just passed in 2015 with flying colors.
Yes, sir.
So 2017, we started the new protocol. We went in June of 2017, we notified the state that we were going to have a violation. We exceeded the action level of 15 parts per billion in 90th percentile. In the 90th percentile, meaning we test 100 samples. If you get 10 of them that exceed 15 parts per billion, you have an exceedance.
Yes, sir.
Right? So immediately that requires you to take steps. Right? And those steps are revisiting your system, looking at your source water, looking at your water quality parameters, doing a desktop audit of your system so you can see what's going on and try to pinpoint what may be happening or occurring, what adjustments you can take. So along the way, as we're doing that, December comes and we know we got to still continue to test. By the way, the city tests for over 1,000 different things in water. Water has to be purified for you to drink. You just can't walk up to the Passaic River, stick a cup in there and drink that water.
Yes, sir.
Typhoid, bacteria, coliform, all those things. Cryptosporidia, Gardidia, you catch
Stuff we don't even know what you're
Stuff we don't even know. So in the process, in December, we notified the state we are going to have another violation. And at the same time, we brought in a consultant to put a fresh set of eyes on the situation.
Yes, sir.
Right? We brought in somebody new, right, to come in with an independent set of eyes. And that company was CDM Smith. CDM Smith came on board, and by February, they started telling us that it may be a problem with the Paquonic water. We need to take some pipes out and send them out to the EPA, which was great. We excavated in the ground, we sent pipes to the EPA, and we're still looking at the system. We're still doing the normal things that we're supposed to do, right? Taking steps to address what may be happening. Also letting the EPA take those pipes and put them under a microscope, right, to see
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on with the pipes. In April of 2018, we rolled out a lead service replacement program. So I'm just taking a little back step. That summer of 2017, we started entertaining stuff with the state about replacing lead service lines. Lead service line is probably 98% of the source of lead in drinking water.
Yes,
So
sir.
for those people that have copper pipes, your source is removed right away.
Yes, sir.
The major source is removed, right? Because it's the lead pipe. You got to have a source to get something. That's
Yes, sir.
the source is the lead pipe.
Yes, sir.
So finally, in April of 2018, we had that agreement that came along, and we started signing people up to do lead service replacement in April 2018. June of 2018, we notified the state that we're going to have another violation. We're aggressive with the sampling. We're still going through the protocols and procedures, offering the free water testing, offering the free lead testing for your kids, and we're telling people to sign up for the lead service replacement program, and we're doing free home inspections.
Now, Brother Adim, if I could just interject. So it's the city of Newark and the water department that actually informed the state.
Yes.
It's not like the state came in and was doing some testing and then they discovered it and said no. So you're saying that it was actually the city of Newark that informed the state, listen, we exceeded some levels, this is the corrective measures.
Right. So the city of Newark has been the only one to come in here and test.
Okay.
So we test our own water. So again, the lead and copper rule requires you to test for large cities over 100,000, a minimum of 100 samples every 6 months for lead, just for lead or copper. So the city of Newark reports those results to the state.
Yes, sir.
Didn't NRDC, one of those companies, NRDC, that group, or some company come in and test the water? Well, one company came in. One person did come in and test the water with a private company.
Right through our rec center.
Right, he went through all the rec centers. Right, but you don't hear about that because he didn't find no lead.
Yes, sir.
So it passed with flying colors. So you don't even hear that story.
He said no story.
Right? It was no story because positivity don't get the support it's supposed to.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we report those things to the state, and the state lets us know, hey, you got to take these remedial measures, and where you at with those measures. We report back where we at with the steps in the process of getting back into compliance. Boom. July comes, we said we're going to have our third exceedance. The EPA sends us our pipe scale back in October, right? DEP is aware. We get a pipe scale back. We find out that the lead is leaching off the pipes, and some of the measures that we thought about that would work at that time wouldn't work. So the lead and copper rule doesn't require the city to do nothing but notify the residents that you may use other sources of water, bottled water, get a filter, get a water purification system. At that time, this administration, collectively got together and said, with recommendations, with our consultants, said, we're gonna not let residents go out and purchase filters. We're gonna buy the filters and distribute it to them. Because the filters was an immediate step in reducing lead levels while we come up with a permanent solution, which is replacing lead service lines. And an intermediate solution is adding in the orthophosphate treatment, changing over the treatment.
Now,
we're doing now.
The rule says that all you have to do is inform the people.
Yes.
That or the state or the city is not required to go and get the bottled water or the filters. All you have to do is inform them.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
other alternatives that they can do to reduce.
But the city itself does not have to do what the city did.
No.
Okay. I just want to be clear and
Yes.
stop and interject as you're speaking.
That's right.
So we can be very clear on what it is that the city has been doing to correct this measure, going above and beyond
That's right.
what the rule is requiring the city to do. I mean, whether we like it or not, it is what it is. You understand? Whether we have a bias or a prejudice or a preconceived notion, I just want us to be clear in terms of what the rule says and what the city is actually doing. That what they've been doing with giving the filters, they're not required to do that, but they are doing it. So you can continue, but
So,
I just want to...
right, we're not required. We're required to advise you on what you can do, what each resident can do to limit the effects of lead or reduce the levels of lead. So we started giving out filters. We gave out a little about 39 or 40,000 at this point we've given out. So in December, so that was October, we started the filter rollout program. In December, we started aggressively purchasing equipment, November, December, to build the orthophosphate facility. Right, we know some of these items had long lead times. We got the studies back from the EPA. So the EPA has been involved with this along with the DEP. And when we got the results back, right, now we know what the problem is. Now we get down and say, here's the solution to fix the problem. Remove lead service lines and switch over with the chemical, right, to the orthophosphate, zinc orthophosphate. In that process, we know it's a long lead time. We started purchasing the equipment that we know that had long lead times, purchased in December and November. In late February, we issued a contract, and March the 7th, that temporary orthophosphate facility was put online. We started injecting orthophosphate in the system. So June, July, August, we 3 months, going on 4 months of putting orthophosphate in the system, which would put a coating, like we put a new coating on that pipe. Because the old coating that we had with the sodium silicate was not effective anymore. It's not effective. So the new orthophosphate would put a new coating on the pipe to prevent lead from leaching. But however, the city has gone above and beyond. We work with the state to get funding to replace lead service lines. We don't want this problem to come up.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
We want to replace the lead service line. So we need people to sign up.
Yes, sir.
To replace
But you left out the part about we didn't have to do that either because it was against the law to use public fund, and the mayor went and had legislation change so that, or not, he didn't have it, but he spoke to the legislators. Yes, he did.
So the mayor, so as we started getting ready to use public money, it was a halt. So the mayor took the lead.
That's right.
Along with the Essex County delegation.
That's right.
And having that law amended so we can use public money
To help the
private
residents.
Yes, sir.
right, to reduce the cost of the homeowner.
That's right.
We know we live in Newark, and most of us either don't own the homes,
Yes,
and
sir.
those that do own the homes
Might not be able to
don't have
afford that kind of money.
$10,000
That's right.
to fix the lead service.
That's right.
So they rolled out a plan
gotta
where they
sign.
reduce the amount of cost on the homeowners to be 10%, not to exceed $1,000. So our former director, Andrea Adubasim, that we don't forget about,
That's
along
right.
with the mayor, it was a hard negotiation to get down to that $1,000 when they wanted you homeowners to pay the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the money to fix the lead service lines, but the homeowners need to pay this back, the
Yes,
whole
sir.
amount. It
Yes,
was
sir.
reduced. So that program is still on the way. To date, we've placed a little over 775. You know, this week we got numbers that came in today. We had 775.
That sounds like action.
Yes.
Most people are saying inaction, but that sounds like action.
So when
Sounds
we say
like
action,
progress.
you know, action was giving out filters that we didn't need to
That's
do.
right.
Right. This is our community. So we didn't tell you to go buy it. We're
That's
going
right.
to give it to you
Right.
because, you know, we want to be proactive in
That's right.
protecting the community.
That's right.
So moving forward, the orthophosphate is in. We started testing the orthophosphate to see if it's getting throughout the whole distribution system, and it was. That was a great thing. In the process, we tested 3 filters. 3 filters. One in the North Ward, one in the West Ward, and one in the South Ward. And the affected areas are parts of the North, South, the entire West, and central parts of the Central. So we tested 3 filters. So when I say tested the filters, we're not saying the filters don't work. That narrative is not the city's narrative. We're not saying the filters don't work. The filters are reducing lead levels. But the 3 we tested, we pushed to the extreme conditions, and 2 of them failed. So when I say extreme conditions, we all got a car, and we know some of our cars, the speed limit is say 150. 150 miles an hour is the max that this car is supposed to go to. We got a governor on there that don't let us go over 85 on some of these cars. You can floor it, but it won't go over 85.
Yes, sir.
We removed that governor, and we wanted to go to 150.
Yes, sir.
It got to 130, 125, but it wouldn't get to that 150.
Yes, sir.
So it's not that it fell; it wouldn't exceed the 150. So we tested these filters under extreme conditions,
Yes, sir.
and 2 of them didn't meet the standards that we wanted to meet.
Yes, sir.
But you know, the press will say the filters are ineffective and not working.
Yes,
That's
sir.
not our narrative,
Yes, sir.
right? Because it's a small data point too. We tested 3 out of 40,000.
Yes, sir. So there's not enough evidence to
Right.
say yay or nay. More tests have to be done, and these are scientific measures that's being taken. Right? We're not just.
And part of that 3 that were tested was not part of the plan. They didn't go in to test the filters, from what I understand. Am I correct, Director?
We went in to test
the water, and out of the clear blue, it was decided, well, let's just test the filter. Is that how we went
Right.
down
So-
pretty
And
much?
we tested the filter.
Yeah.
So being transparent,
Yes, they told.
right? We got to tell people
That's
what
right.
we're doing.
They didn't have to. And people even said, from what I understand, the mayor told the clergy, they said, why don't you just wait till Monday? And he didn't want to wait. He said, no, I'm telling them now. You know, and
See, transparency can hurt you at times,
Yeah.
right? Because it's the truth.
we ain't gonna hold on to that and sleep at night.
So-
That's not the type of
So
day we
a lot of us are not ready to accept the truth. And the truth is, 2 filters failed.
That's right.
We're going to test more, right? And as a precautionary measure, temporary
Absolutely.
precautionary measure, until we test more, we're going to give out bottled water.
Now, we was at a meeting on Wednesday, and a good question came up. Someone asked about the actual fixtures in your home, and you made a statement that I believe prior to 2014, some of the fixtures, like on your sink, which the water come through, some of them had lead in it. So you said after 2014, the law said they had to discontinue those type of fixtures. If you could just speak
So
on that.
with fixtures, you're talking about like your sink faucet,
Right.
your bathroom faucet, your kitchen faucet. Those are fixtures that prior to 2014, after 2014, they be called it lead free. So lead free means now you have 0.002 or 3% is the amount of lead you can have in those fixtures. Prior to that, you could have up to 8% or more, right? So that's a source of lead, right? That can come into your water. Every time you turn the knob, it's metal against metal, right? It could come out. That's why I always tell people to check your aerators weekly, right?
Yes, sir.
Your sink, turn it over, dump it out, run some water to clean it out. Because it's metal against metal. It's abrasive. It's going to fall off. But it can get caught in that area. It's a source of lead. However, the lead service line is the major source of lead in water.
Yes, sir.
But in Newark, we know the major source of lead in Newark is the paint.
Wow.
But we know in water,
It's lead.
it's the lead service line
Yes, sir.
that,
Yes,
that
sir.
we want to replace. So I'm gonna just get us up to speed. So I know some of us, the rest of us want to talk. We expanded the pool. right? Today, expanded the pool to look between 225 samples that we need to take. That mean individual houses, so we can get that data. We started that the same day we gave the press conference. The state of New Jersey, NJDEP, the US EPA, and the Pure Filter Company were on the ground in Newark, going door to door, knocking on people's homes, taking samples. I want to thank the citizens of Newark, right, that welcomed those people that's unfamiliar to them and allowed them to come into their homes to get these samples. I know they were strangers, but they were here to do a job.
Yes, sir.
To help us report back on what we found out with the filters.
Yes, sir.
So I feel that's great.
And if you could just give some clarity or speak further into the lead service lines being changed, the cost of it, that is not, you got to pay $1,000 all at one time, that it's broken down. I believe you all were saying over a period of 12 months, I think it is.
So right now, the current plan as it exists right now, it was 8 phases. 10 phases over 8 years. Phase 1 started in March of 2019. It will end in March of 2020 to replace 1,500 lead service lines. You don't have to give us anything up front, no down payment. And in March 2020, when we finish phase 1, 60 days after that, we'll send you a bill, because it's not up to $1,000. Mr. Brown may owe $800. Mr. Council may owe $300. Mr. Ali may owe $750. You can pay it in full if you choose to. A lot of us got the money to pay it in full. Or you can pay it over 12 months in installments.
60 days after, right?
Now 60 days, now after we put the service in, 60 days after your phase in. That's the current plan. We're working on some things now that may be revised. But under the current plan, you don't have to pay any deposit. And hopefully, under things that we're working on, if it worked out, we mentioned Wednesday at the meeting, we'll launch those details once we finalize.
Yes, sir. I mean, brothers and sisters, I know our brother is, answering a lot of questions, and that's what he's here for. Again, a lot of information is being disseminated as it relates to the water, what's happening, what's not happening, but we want those who have the knowledge, the insight, those who this is their job, they're qualified to do it. You understand? They're the ones on the ground. They're the ones making it happen. We wanted to bring that individual and those to you today. We want to dispel all myths, all hearsay, all conjecture, all unverified opinion. And we wanted to have our brother here to speak into, again, some of the misinformation that's being given as it relates to what is being called the North Water Crisis. Now, I spoke, Brother John here, and we talked about that phrase,
North
that
Water
term.
problem. I'm gonna correct the brother. I'm gonna keep saying
You
problem.
come on over here, because John said,
Yeah, please.
And listen, and my thing was this.
Language is everything.
No, my thing, because, go ahead, John. Go ahead, John. Go ahead, brother.
All right, John.
I'm saying, hey, man. So I'm saying that, like, with language, it's not just about what you want it to mean.
Uh-huh.
It's about
It's
what
what
it
it
means to
is.
people,
Yes, sir.
Right.
So if I have to bathe my kid in water that might have lead in it, to me, I have a kid. That's a crisis.
Yes, sir.
So when you say don't call it a crisis,
Yes, sir.
that might be like telling people not to worry,
Yes, sir.
and that's when they don't start trusting you.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes, sir.
thing is just with rhetoric, and I understand, right?
Yes, sir.
But people can tell messaging.
Yes, sir.
Like if you're like, don't use the word crisis, use this other word.
Yes,
I
sir.
understand it, but that's political messaging.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in this, what I think the city is doing the right things. I think the city has gone above and beyond,
Yes, sir.
doing the right things and continues to do the right things.
Yes, sir.
But I think people are scared because this isn't just a crisis or a problem in like water. It's a problem in perception.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I
And
think people are afraid because of miscommunication
Right.
by other individuals who are out here trying to take opportunity to avail themselves in this kind of situation or problem that we have, instead of being an upliftment and being an encouragement to helping to work towards solutions. So for everyone who sits back on a radio station or who walks around and takes people and record people on Facebook, but has not been to a recreation facility to help hand out water, who has not not been somewhere to facilitate help or change, they're all part of the problems, who have not been part of any kind of solution. And so we got to begin to change that narrative on that accord. And then there are some individuals who are out here spilling misinformation even to corporations that rest in this city, telling them to divest in this administration because the mayor has lied. And so if you divest in the administration, what you're saying is you don't have faith in the people of this city to be able to do the things that we need to do, and you're asking people to pull away their economic support of where this city is trying to move forward to. So that really endangers the lives of people more than the rhetoric you putting out because you want to be relevant.
Right, because and I think somebody was like, there should be declared a state of emergency, which would mean the city would not even control its water sources, which I think is crazy, right? Like, because this rhetoric, right, that people are using is like is creating opportunities for people. We call it disaster capitalism, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
and some of us know the historical backdrop on that. We won't go into that right now, but there's no way that you want, and we see what happened when the state took over our school system.
Right.
So we're not interested in what people think should be done. This is not a state of emergency.
Right.
We don't need the National Guard. I mean,
because the last time National Guard was in Newark, that wasn't a
yeah,
good look.
no, and we're still
that's
recovering
what
from that.
And I'm not telling nobody. You can say what you
Say-
desire to say,
that's
but
right.
again, we have what is called
That's right.
these merchants of chaos.
That's right.
Who
That's-
use that type of language
Absolutely.
because of what it connotates with a city like Newark. There's always have been a lot of geographical bias as it relates to the city of Newark. I mean, individuals could use whatever type of language that they desire to use, but it is my thinking that the intent of using that language is very malicious. You understand? So first you start with water crisis. Now from there you call it a state of emergency. So it climaxes.
Yes.
You understand? So you start with it, and some people may feel like that. They
That's
have a
right.
child.
Right.
But
That's right. That's right.
what I'm saying is, did they get that language on their own, or are they hearing this language being used and disseminated over the airwaves, Facebook, radio? No water crisis, no water crisis, and now they are adopting it.
Well,
Because they're not totally informed as it relates to what the issues actually is.
I think them using the language of crisis is less important than them understanding that the city is doing things to control.
Now that right there is the point.
Like-
Now
like
that
because-
right there is a great point.
Come on,
because we're not focused on solutions.
Right, because the city
Yes,
has
that
been
was
so
good,
focused
John.
on solutions, right?
That's right.
Like from the first day when you're talking about changing all,
That's
when
right.
you're talking about changing the actual laws so that they can actually fund private
And
homes
the homeowners
to
can
change this
afford.
problem, right?
Yes.
Between $300 and $1,000.
That's right. Spread over a 12-month period, 60 days after you're in the system. No one is talking about these things.
The good councilwoman from Orange said that in Orange.
Donna Williams.
Right, Donna Williams said that everyone knows who the good councilwoman from Orange is. Donna Williams, right? But it
my
costs
girl.
between $10,000 and $12,000 for a private homeowner to do that. In Newark, they made it between $300 and $1,000 you
right.
pay over 12 months.
That's right.
Now, there's
And didn't have to do this, by the way.
right now, and there are legitimate contentions, right? When people are like, it's taking too much time. But everybody agrees on that. Like, the mayor agrees on that. Everybody agrees that 10 years, 8 years is too much time. And what the focus is on.
But we've been
trying to
living
work
with this
together.
for a whole lot longer.
Right.
The problem didn't just come. We didn't just,
So
The solutions.
this is a national problem. Lead every other week you see a large older city or smaller city coming up with a lead problem.
That's right.
But just to take a back step, confusion creates crisis, right? So when people out there jumping up and saying things, they want to create a crisis. This is a problem. The reason why I say it's a problem that they're not coming with solutions. The city has rolled out a plan to correct this problem. And so far, we're moving along in that plan. When we're looking to speed it up. However, misinformation is this, like Brother John was saying. You don't consume lead from lead touching your skin. Right? It's safe for you to wash up. You consume lead by ingesting it. You gotta drink the water. Right? Inhale lead dust. Right? That's how you get lead poisoning.
Yes, sir.
So, you're not going to be drinking water, brushing your teeth. Right? But if you want to be alert, if you're a little concerned, you can use the bottled water. But you have to drink water to get lead into your system. Washing up is okay. We tell you, you cooking, use a filter. Right? We know the filters are working. We know we took two of the 3 filters to push them to the maximum level and they fell. But we do know one of them actually went to the 150. We floored it and it got there.
Yes, sir.
Right? We tested this one and it got there and 2 of them did.
And I think the most important thing from that is that there was immediate transparency. Like there was a deliberate overreaction on the part of the city, because there are thousands of filters. They know 2 failed, and they were like, stop using all of them until we find out what's going on. That's a very responsible action, right?
And I think part of the overreaction that we are seeing, it's in my opinion that is rooted in self-hate. Because my teacher have taught me that we have to stop wanton criticism of everything that's black owned and black operated. You understand? So I think that we have to look at the reaction of the people from a historical perspective as well. We know that those who run in the city are black, you understand, predominantly. So a lot of times black folks, we have a issue trusting our own.
That's right.
You understand? So what Brother Kareem and the mayor is saying is not enough. Every time a question is asked and they answer the question, someone moves the goalpost. Yeah, but what about this? You understand? And keep bringing up more things to be answered. Right. So again, I think we have to look at the reaction from a historical context as well, as it relates to what's being said and what's not being said.
Yeah,
and how
Minister,
people are reacting.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because we were at a meeting the other night and someone even challenged the backdrop of Director Adine, and I'm saying
his qualifications.
I'm saying Director Adine because he is the director.
That's right.
And in order to be the director, he has to be qualified to do it. And I'm not going to sit by and let anybody espouse what he has done and where he has come from to be able to reach this level of expertise that he has, and helps to bring us and will bring us through this Newark water problem, right? And we're going to come through it as well. And I'm forecasting that this situation will be done faster than the 10 years.
So what you doing? Prophesying?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
We're doing that tonight,
That's
live,
right.
right now.
That's right.
Because
We declare it and decree.
Because we have the hope
That's right.
that is going to happen.
That's right.
Because the simplicity of a serious matter is this: change the lead service lines.
Yes.
Right? Our water source is great. It's when it reaches the lead service lines is when is the issue. And that has been the conversation since day one. But some cynical, opportunist people who always want to be in the forefront of chaos and evil, because that's what the devil wants to do. Always be in the forefront of chaos and evil. And now the situation is, because the light is now shining and will not allow the darkness just to say anything that it wants anymore, now there's a big issue. Right?
And it's not going to stop.
Well, let me just go this route. I could say all of y'all get paid by the city. So
No, not all of us.
Listen to me.
Minister
Listen to me.
Hopko.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about this room right here.
You in this room.
I could say this. A lot of people, let's be realistic. We understand in this room. But let's be realistic. When you put the water out there, it became a problem. Everybody in the nation, everybody in this city are not as astute as my brother is here, and this is family, so I know where he come from, what he has obtained. But the reality is, when you said this, and you need this, people not looking at anything else, the water bag. They not gonna go, he said EPA, they don't know who the hell EPA is. Right. So you can talk and give out all your little fact sheets and everything. Hell, some of the people can't read, so you can do this, and that's our reality. So we can say, oh, it's a few people. When you gave this out in the transparency hurted you. It hurt, because you could have said, well, whoever needed, go get some. But when you took responsibility and gave it out, so now, this is the reality. This is a long-term problem. People not going to go back to drinking water, et cetera, because this is already out. So the real deal is, within that, and he said that, it's the lead service lines. them damn pipes got to come out.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
reality. The problem is not going to be, we can dress it up, we can
That's right.
want to be kumbaya,
That's
act
right.
like we in church and we
Change
can
the
do our,
lines.
we can do our little
We gotta
cover
change the
and
lines.
all that. The damn lines got to
They
be.
got to be changed.
Hold the line to change the line.
That's it.
And that should be everybody's message, because the truth
That's
is,
the reality.
That-
And we got to
that
do what
should
we
be our
got to do
message.
to get them lines changed. He laid it out. Y'all, yeah, and I hope they get a program where the seniors can get theirs free.
So, Pastor Ali, I'm just, again, we working on something.
I know you are.
To address that stuff. But however, it's our job, right, and that's right here, to tell the truth to
Of
our
course.
residents. Trust works both ways.
That's right.
You can't say you want me to be transparent and share information with you. Then when I share information with you that you're not ready to receive, it's a problem.
Yeah,
Right.
well, it's just like me. I put it to you this way. I preach every Sunday. As long as I'm talking about heaven, everybody want to go there. Don't let me mention hell.
Or sin.
So,
So I understand.
and we agree. So
everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die.
So when we started giving information out, you have administration that's being transparent.
I agree.
You may not like how we gave it out, but we gave
But
it out.
we had
for
to
you
give it out.
to be transparent. Now it's our job in the community, right? When we're giving out this information for those that can't read or understand it, to help them understand it.
Right.
And so
Not
we
come in
encouraging-
and confuse them.
We encouraging everyone that's listening to this show to tell someone to sign up for the lead service program.
No.
Don't be afraid.
No, the
No.
homeowners.
Sign up, the homeowners.
No. They first got to make sure that they have lead service lines after they call.
Well, you already got the list out who's in the
Exactly.
district.
But I had a pastor call me today, and it's crazy. And she says, I need an appointment for my water to be tested. I said, well, okay,
It's
no
free.
problem. It's free. And I sent it to where I'm supposed to send it.
She can call.
We're not scientists, none of us, and we have people that are addressing the community that don't really know what they're talking about. So we just need to talk about the lead service lines.
So Reverend Rounds,
Let's
I want to
change-
say something, right?
let's change the
city
lines.
has been very aggressive, right, in putting literature out in 4 different languages.
All they got to do is
Creole,
read it. Or get somebody to read it to them.
Spanish,
All
English.
of them.
But I'm gonna tell you what, though, I go to a lot of community meetings. I'm on a lot of shows. We get the junk mail. We look at it as junk mail
And don't read it.
throw it away.
Yep.
We look at it as junk mail and throw it away, right? And then when we come and tell you something, when we come and tell you something, you say, "I didn't never
called
get
it.
that. I didn't see that."
Yeah.
I walk in people's
Last
house.
night.
I walk in people's
Thrown
house
over to the side.
to go test their water, and there's a pile of mail sitting in the door, the entrance, the foyer when I walk in. And guess what? It's
One of
literature from
those.
2017,
Yep.
2018, it's 2019. The one we just sent out a couple of days ago, sitting right there. Oh, I didn't know that. We can't be afraid.
The kids throwing coloring on it.
And let me just say this, because this speaks to a broader issue
Change the
as it relates to, black people in particular. A lot of times, this is how many of our leaders have been snuffed out, because information was given about our leaders that was not factual. You understand? We didn't take the time as a people to scrutinize the information
That's
that
right.
came in about a Dr. King or
That's
Malcolm
right.
X or
That's
Elijah
right.
Muhammad, Paul Robeson. We just took the information that we was told based on who told it to us, hook, line, and sinker, and we betrayed some of our greatest leaders.
That's right.
And after they was gone, then we looked back and said, man, that was a good man.
That's right.
That was a good
After the
woman.
fact.
You understand?
That's
So
right.
what's happening with this North Water issue, it speaks to a broader issue.
Yes.
And I understand what Pastor Ali's saying, but as a people, we have to mature and grow up.
Oh, yeah,
You
I agree with
understand?
that.
Or we'll always be at the bottom.
That's
You
right, we at the
understand?
bottom.
So we have to look at this issue and learn from it. That we have a administration who is not above reproach. You understand? We're not saying that these individuals are not fallible. As human beings, we're all fallible.
right, that's
But as
right.
it relates to this issue,
That's
they're
right.
being very transparent. They're doing the
Proactive.
best they can do. You understand? To correct this
That's
issue
right.
that was here long before these men and women were in office.
That's right.
So we have to give our brothers and sisters the benefit. I mean, hell, we can look at it as the NFL and Jay-Z partnership.
That's right.
You understand? And
That's
how
right.
now
That's
for
right.
everything else that the brother did is out the window.
That's right.
You understand? He does one thing that, first of all, we haven't even scrutinized the deal.
That's right.
We don't know what's
What the
going
deal
on, but
is, that's
I'm just
right.
saying,
Package.
I don't know
That's right.
one way or the other what it is. But I'm just saying that we have to stop being so quick to throw our people
Under the
away.
bus.
You
That's
understand? Because they may do something that one we ain't got all the facts and
That's
information
it. That's
about.
it, sir.
So the book I read
right.
says, whenever an unrighteous person brings you news, look carefully into
That's
it,
right.
lest you harm a people and be ignorant and be sorry for what you did.
That's right.
So we gotta stop letting our gullibility make us a liability.
That's right.
You understand? Stop letting our gullibility
That's right.
make us a liability. And as a people, we just too damn gullible.
That's right.
So,
again,
you
sign
know,
up.
and let
That's
me
right.
just say this. My name is Brother Abdul Haq Muhammad. I'm not on the payroll.
I was just getting ready to say, coming from a man
You
that's not on
understand?
the payroll.
So I speak truth as I see it.
That's it.
And as my teacher give it to me. But I'm just looking at this in a broader context as it relates to the condition of our people. And how we are responding to this particular situation is the same way we have always responded to information that has been given. And when has the media ever been our friend?
That's right. That's
Channel
right.
11,
That's right.
CBS, they
CNN,
ain't never been our friend.
never.
But now we can't take what they say as the gospel because they may be speaking about a brother that we got an issue with.
That's right.
Hell, if they lied yesterday, then
That's
they're
right.
lying today. And we
That's right.
always got to be suspicious when they
That's
give
right.
us information or news about one of our own.
That's right.
So,
And
yeah,
that's,
that's
why
what
I
I'm
agree
saying.
with you, Hawk. That's why I say, I'm not on the payroll either, but if you want to give me a donation, I'll take it.
You know what?
But
You
the
know
reality,
what?
and the reality is, we have to be able to speak truth to power.
That's right.
And the bottom line is, can't nobody make me dislike somebody because you disagree with them. I
That's
love
right.
people. I don't have to agree with you. I
That's
love
right.
you.
That's right.
So I reserve the right to cuss you out when I need to and
Yes.
to speak truth to power because I look at the issue and not at the person.
That's
That's
right.
right.
None of us are perfect, as
That's
it's
right.
already been stated. And I think the reality is, this is something that if it was of the lighter hue,
Come on, you already
our
know.
people would already be confident. They think
That's right.
They think this water's cold
That's
because
right.
it comes from certain areas.
Certain
But-
areas.
Yo, we
That's
got
right.
some nerve. We call Bill Clinton the first black president.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Right.
as
Right.
history, you
They
understand,
put all of us
has
away with
rewarded
the
our
law.
research.
Yeah.
Now we gotta look again.
That's right.
You understand? He wasn't as black as we thought he was. You understand? But part of the reason that we ran with that lie is because we let our gullibility make us a liability.
liability.
You understand? So again, whenever information is given by those who have always lied, you understand, and maligned our leaders, then we got to be very, very cautious of the news that they give. Whether it's Channel 12, I said it. That's right, I said
right,
it.
that's right.
Whether it's Channel 11, whether it's
Yeah,
Channel
yeah.
7, whether it's Channel
That's
4,
that's
you
right,
understand?
that's right.
They have never been our friends, and they've always maligned our leaders in the public eye and assassinated their characters. And it wasn't until the leader was long gone that we looked back and said, damn, that was
That
a
was
good
a good
brother.
brother, good
That was a
sister.
good sister.
That's right.
But let's learn the lessons of history and let's not repeat it
That's right,
again.
that's right.
You understand? So when the man is gone, you know, he was better than we
Yeah,
thought he was.
that's right,
So
that's right.
let's stop letting our enemies dictate and determine who our friends
That's
are.
right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
And with all the information I have, I will tell you this: my grandchildren live in New York, and I'm gonna make sure they drink bottled water. And, you know, I'm gonna make sure they have it. But I don't think personally, even if it won't lead things, so to speak, I don't think personally, when I look at the condition of our people on a serious note, and the poverty we have in our area, a lot of people that don't have access to this program, won't have access to the news, won't have access to the newspaper, et cetera, our persons without addresses, our persons that are living with families, et cetera, they are struggling.
Yes.
And to see them show up for 2 cases, 3 cases,
Of water.
is heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
And I see they coming out the woodworks. And they're not concerned about information. They're not concerned about our little battles, our little rhetoric. That we have an issue that's going to have to be dealt with in the long run. You talked about the lead paint. We've been dealing with that and we know the conditions of that. We talked about the lead that was in school a while back. We know the effects of that. And then we talking about our 6 and under that can be affected by this, the formulas and stuff like that. And let's be for real, most of our single mothers and everything, they don't understand all of this. All they know is some of them little kids, a lot of kids I talk to, every time I say them, they hungry. They hungry because school's out. Everybody don't get to go to the center, et cetera, et cetera. So that's, for me, this can't be that bad. If somebody can drink and everything. I sometimes God allows stuff to come, and I believe that God is in control, just like Elijah the prophet. This prophet here been prophesied.
Yes, sir.
If God shut the rain off for 3 years,
That's right.
all of us in trouble.
That's right.
Well, I just see
That's
something
right.
online that the city is also partnering with Uber. You understand?
Right.
For those who have trouble with
Transportation.
transportation.
And that's beautiful.
You understand?
Yes.
So again, as I'm seeing it, yeah, the city is doing all that.
Everything.
You know, it can do. I'm not saying it's perfect, but as I see it, many of the questions that being asked, suggestions being raised, if it's a good one, they're moving on it. You know what? We'll do that. You understand? They heard that people was getting turned away. And let me just say this as well. There's always improprieties or entities in governments that the particular leader of that government is not aware of.
Right.
You understand? There's people working that might not be, that may have been implanted. Let's be honest about this
you
damn
talking
thing.
right. That's the truth.
We're talking about black folks
That's
in
right.
America. And all of our organizations and entities has always been infiltrated.
COINTELPRO
So
still lives.
it may be individuals that's on this administrative that may have been put there and doing things maliciously at these centers, turning
That's
away.
right.
Hell no, we ain't giving you no order. We don't know that.
That's right.
You understand? And that's not above looking at.
That's right.
You understand? So what I'm saying is that we have to look at the totality of the circumstance as it relates to Newark, this administration. We know Newark is a gold mine.
That's right.
You understand? We got the port, we got the airport, and we got a black revolutionary mayor that's over a city.
That's right.
You understand that many individuals that's not a part of our community, they want access to this.
How
they
valuable.
want the water.
Yes,
you
they
understand?
do.
They want the port.
Yes,
you
that's
understand?
right,
You
that's
think
right.
they forgot that the mayor marched on the port?
That's right. That's right.
Hell no.
That's
so
right.
I'm just saying we have to look.
That's
look.
right.
I'm not
That's
the
right.
I'm not the mayor's defense attorney, but I'm just being truthful
That's
here.
right.
You
That's
understand?
right.
And
That's
saying
right.
that we have to look at the totality
That's
of the
right. That's
circumstance
right.
as it relates to our people
That's
and our
right.
condition.
Absolutely.
And we have a mayor that's been very transparent, very revolutionary for the
Progressive.
people.
Action.
You understand? So we can't.
Solution driven.
Yeah, we can't bypass
That's
that
right.
there are entities
That's right.
that's working
That's
against
right.
this
That's right.
administration
That's right.
and this mayor. You understand?
That's right.
So that's all.
And
I'm
I'm
saying.
gonna say
everyone.
this.
And everybody,
And
but
everyone.
and I'm saying him
Right,
in
right.
particular because we know his name is
Raz
Raz Baraka.
Baraka.
You understand? So
Right.
that name alone.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
Some antennas go up. Right? Oh, that's a live one right there.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
oh, Raz Baraka, that's a live
Yep,
one.
that's right.
You understand? They know who his father and mother
That's
is,
right,
and they
that's
know
right.
his pedigree.
That's right.
You follow me? So we can't dismiss that.
That's right.
You follow me? That's all I'm saying. I'm done. I'll let my colleagues
Listen,
do the rest of this. Brother Kareem, we thank you for being with us, but we fired up. We thank Brother Pastor Pat. He pastor today. Pastor Council, Pastor Ali. But any closing remarks by you
I
two?
just,
Yes, we will in a
Kareem
minute.
Medine, I just want to get some closing remarks.
Director
I just want to
Kareem Medine.
Direct. We
Let's
just want to
take the acting off and make him the director.
Director career. He is. He ain't acting. He fulfilling. But we got.
We want
Have
That's
all
just-
that acting fulfilling.
yeah.
We
He
back to
ain't
that
acting.
them words
He
again.
doing
Nah, he's my director.
That's just a.
But we back to the words
political-
again.
That's right.
Thanks for the opportunity to
Thank
come up
you,
here
brother.
and speak a little bit of the truth. But we want to just really remind those that don't know that you can go on to NorkLeadServiceLine.com, NorkLeadServiceLine.com, and sign up for lead service line replacement. See if you're eligible to get bottled water. We are giving water to every people that are not eligible to bottled water. We don't want to fight with you in the line. We don't want to argue with you in the line. But then we'll make an appointment to come out to your house and explain to you why you're not eligible for bottled water. We'll give it to you right now, right? But we'll come back. We also want to let you know that it's free home inspection to see if you have a lead service line. Call that number 973-733-6303, and we do that 7 days a week.
Same
It only
number,
take
right? Same number for everything.
733-6303, and we want to let you know that this inspection and water test takes about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Right, 5 minutes of your time, 7 days a week. Right. We also want to let you know that our health department has been offering free lead blood testing for your kids, prevention.
That's right.
See, the other thing we don't talk about is
Go ahead.
you got to have plans of prevention. So we say our plan to fix the water, if your kid do get a high level of lead, is a plan, a prevention plan to go to reduce those levels, to manage those levels, right? To get it under control. Like the orthophosphate will get the lead pipe under control. Dr. Wade and that staff over there, they do a good job. We also want to let you know that you get the free water testing.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
You concerned, get your, whether you're a resident or a homeowner, get your free water.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Right? You don't know if you have a lead pipe, you got access to let us in, let us come in and tell you, right? So
Yes,
when the
sir.
landlord come back, you can say, hey, sign up for that program.
That's right.
Right? And in closing, I just want to say, the city is out there, the centers are open, you need the water, come get it. And for those seniors or disabled that need help, call us at that number again, and it's 973-733-6303. And just to share with my brother, yeah, I'm on the payroll, but I'm born in Newark, live in Newark, and I'm here fighting for Newark, because guess what? It's our legacy. It's going to be that we remove lead service lines out of the city of Newark.
It's in me, it ain't going nowhere.
We reduce lead. We reduce lead, the biggest effect of lead in water, by taking the lead service lines out. And all the testing we doing, it's going to change how they do testing around the nation. Not just for filters, but for all those other towns that got lead service lines, right? Because we went above and beyond, and the brother Abdul Haq said it, right? We went above and beyond in doing all the type of tests we did to find out what type of problem we got, so we know how to correct it. We didn't kick it down the road.
Brother, we have to close out. I see, but Pat Council very quickly some closing remarks. Patrick Council closing remarks very quickly, and then Pastor Roundtree and Pastor Ali, we get out of here.
Yeah, again, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Please remember the words that were said by Director Dean, all the hosts and panelists. But what's more important is that this is more of a time for us to be able to come together collectively,
Unity.
And begin to work together in a manner that's going to produce results. And when we hear that negative information, when we hear about divisiveness, let's stay away from it. Let's remove ourselves away from that, and let's begin to think about the proactive things that we're supposed to be doing. And when people are sitting back complaining, ask them what they are doing, because you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And so we got to continue to work on and continue to struggle. You know, I remember Dr. King writing a letter while he was in the Birmingham jails in Alabama, and the folks were talking to him asking why he was not responding to the naysayers. And he said, if I took all the time to respond to the negative criticism, then I can't keep my eyes on the prize. So I just want to challenge everybody to keep your eyes on the prize. We're making changes, and Newark is still moving forward.
Go ahead, Pastor Roundtree.
I want to talk about those three changes those 3 C's that Brother Kareem talked about. One was change, the final one was change. And as we talk about those three C's, it is important that that final C, which is, I know one was choice, one was chance,
Go ahead, Pastor.
and one was change.
So the first,
I don't know about
the first one, in my way, is choice,
yes,
change,
oh,
and chances. We all get a second chance, right? We
That's
get
right.
many chances.
That's right. That's
Choice, change,
change and
chance.
chance.
Yes, sir.
Now he want to preach now.
Yeah, and I like them 3 C's.
He know
but
I passed the most
I just want to, because our time is winding down. I miss Brother Ed out here today.
No doubt.
Yeah,
We
Brother
want to
Ed,
thank
shout
God
out,
for
big shout
Brother
out.
Ed, wherever
Brother,
you
God
and
bless
your
you.
beautiful wife are. We miss you tonight. We hope we did you proud. I want to thank Minister Abdul Haq for his passion, and I know the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is proud of your representation with the people.
I'm trying.
Because God's people need someone who's going to not be afraid to speak truth, not just the power, but just truth, period.
Oui.
And I thank God for my co-host, our co-host, Pastor Ali, with his neutral self,
That's right.
because God only knows
We are
that he
neutral.
can speak up.
That's right.
No, I mean, he going to tell you. Like he said, well, anyway, let's not go with that. We thank our guest, Director Kareem, and Director and Pastor Council. But what I want to encourage people to do is ask your neighbor,
That's right.
did you check your line?
That's right.
Who owns that house? Did they check their line?
That's right.
Ask somebody.
Okay.
Don't take it for granted that your neighbor might have, and because your water good don't mean you shouldn't be concerned about your neighbor once yours has been checked. And this is the way we have to really move forward. Knock on your neighbor's door. Listen, I'm concerned about you. And with that being said, since I'm concerned about you, we want to talk about peace. On September 6th and 7th, the mayor and the city of Newark are having a 24 hours of peace event, September 6th and 7th, on the corner of Lyons Avenue and Clinton Place here in the city of Newark, 24 hours. We want 24 years, 2,400 years of peace, but that's in a perfect world. Can we just support the 24 hours of peace? That's on September 6th and 7th. Oh, God, that was a lot.
Take us out of here.
To all of our family, we just say, on a real tip, we love you.
Yes,
and
we
I believe
do.
this is a perfect opportunity for all of us to come together. To all of my colleagues, get you some water, give it out. This is a good opportunity for you to come out your pulpits, come from behind your sacred desk, and get out and meet people in the community. We don't have to be.
Y'all
discussed
already doing it,
and stuff.
too.
A lot of folks, we're doing it.
You're
but
doing it in every
everybody,
ward.
every ward. This is a time I never seen the wards come together like this.
That's right.
Especially among the believers.
That's right.
Where we're sharing
That's right.
and everything. So it's
We're
still
doing
a
it.
good thing. God is in control.
Don't forget our distribution
Be blessed.
centers.
Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Brother Abdul Haq Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum. May
Yes.
God bless you with a successful
Grace and
day.
peace. Wa alaikum
Successful week.
assalam.
Thank you, Brother Bashir, DJ Rhino. We appreciate
Thank you,
all.
Brother Bashir,
Assalamu
DJ
alaikum.
Rhino.
pictures. We taking pictures.
I know. Let me get this.